everyone, Aparna here. I am back today with another challenge, and this is day 3 of painting acrylics using acrylics on a paper challenge. And I haven't really done this a lot previously, and I thought, why not? I really enjoyed my previous challenge of finishing a tiny sketchbook with watercolor, and I have been wanting to do acrylics for a very long time, and it's been a long gap for me, and I feel I was procrastinating a lot. So I decided, because I was enjoying the sketchbook um, uh, phase, I would say. I'm currently seem to be in a sketchbook phase, and because I enjoyed my previous challenge so much, I decided, why don't I try painting acrylics on paper? Because I know it is possible, I know it can be done. I myself did I think two or three acrylic tiny paintings. They were very tiny objects that I drew with acrylics, and they worked really great. However, I love acrylics on paper. No, not paper. I love acrylics on canvas. However, I thought, since I'm in a sketchbook phase right now, then how about trying acrylics on sketchbook on a regular basis and see how I feel about it. If it really works well, then it will be fantastic, because I do have lot of watercolor sketchbooks with me, and they are pretty old, and I'm not very sure if those are still good, because we stay in a very humid climate, and recently the weather's was it was really bad. It was really hot and really humid, so there is a possibility of paper sizing changing on those sketchbooks. And I wanted to have fun. I wanted to take up a new challenge, so I thought, why not this one? So here I am, trying to apply acrylics on a watercolor sketchbook. This is from a sketchbook called Viviva Colors. It is a 5-inch size and 300 GSM paper, 100% cotton, and it's slightly tinted. If you can see, right now what you can see here on the right side is just a normal paper that I folded and kept it on the right side, because there is already painting done that side, and I didn't want any water or color to drop on it. So I, just to save it from any mishap that happens, and if I am doing it, it's bound to happen. So I kept a paper on it, and you can see the color of the paper is much whiter than the surface I am doing on. And so it's got a light creamish color to the paper, and sometimes I just wonder, if the colors are not looking that bright, if it is because of the base color of the paper. However, I haven't done acrylics for a long time, so I was thinking that I should, you know, work more on this paper to understand if that is the issue, or it's just, me trying to figure out acrylics once again after a long gap. And yes, I have to say, I was kind of struggling at this point, like trying to get back the muscle memory. And the thing is, I just didn't want to give up at this point, where you can see me do all these messy things. I definitely felt like giving up. It's called ugly stages in a painting, and I definitely was going through that. So I had to stop myself from giving up. And the more I was painting, I suddenly realized that acrylics is about layering, and here you will see me add those layers again. And they are done bit more confidently than I was doing it at the first attempt. However, I had to keep in mind that this is paper. The surface was is a paper and not a canvas, so I had to be careful, and so that I did not rough about on the paper surface. I am actually a little concerned if I scrub the brush too much on the paper, the paper pulps might come out, because my this sketchbook is not accepting any washi tape that I'm using. And I have two, and both of them are not that strong. The adhesive is not that strong, but it completely peeled off the paper, the first layer of the paper. And I was definitely struggling with it in this one, because I had to keep telling myself there is no washi tape, and I still wanted to have a nice clear edge, but I felt like I didn't want to use a ruler or a scale and draw the lines and draw a box. And I just thought, what, let's give it a try and see what happens if I if I really don't do that. And it was a struggle. It was a struggle because I've never done it before. However, I've never done it before, and it took me some time. And the more I look at my own video, I can see that it doesn't look that bad. I think it's just a mind, something in just in my mind, that it doesn't look good, or simply the fact that I'm not used to it. So it took some strong willpowers to work here, and not to dump this painting, and not to just to embrace it the way it was happening, and without sharp edges. And I was having fun. I will say, I had to constantly remind me that this is a sketchbook, and sketchbooks have slowly and gradually evolved as a playground for me, and I need to continue looking at a sketchbook in terms of a playground. So it was okay if the edges were not sharp. It was okay if the painting was not exactly the way I wanted it to be. And I just had to face it. I had to persevere through it. This painting took me around 50, again around more than 45 minutes, I think around 50 minutes maybe. So I just had to fast forward this, and recording it accordingly. And so I took my time. I genuinely took my time to work my way through this. And while I was painting this one, especially around this time when I was painting the trees, I knew something was not working here. I couldn't figure out at that point what was happening. And later on, you will see me change certain things. Though now that I'm looking at it, it actually doesn't look as bad as I thought it looked earlier. Maybe if I had left it off at this point, it would have looked better. However, as I kept painting, I just kept changing the picture, and I was kind of liking it. I was enjoying the process. I started coming back to my acrylic, um, understanding of acrylic state of mind. I remembered that acrylics can be layered. I remembered there are certain things I can do with acrylics which I really cannot do with watercolor. And you will see me make changes here. And yes, there are certain things I really wish I hadn't changed. And things happened, and things were happening to me at that point, but I let it be. I let it be because I still stand by it that sketchbooks are a playground. This is where you experiment, this is where you let go, this is where you know, it's not for creating masterpieces, but if you do create a masterpiece, fantastic. If not, then it's also okay. It's okay to relax, to breathe, and make mistakes, and a place where you can try out new things. And the more I was trying to change, modify, and fix this painting, I was realizing that there is something that I need to learn in my journey is thumbnails. I don't create thumbnails, and the more I was painting, the more I was realizing that if I had made a thumbnail, I probably would not have made the changes the way I did it now. It's like this is generally my the way I function on a canvas in acrylics. It's kind of very easy to um, erase the mistakes that you make, and you can work over the entire area all over again. You just have to let the acrylic paint dry, and you are all set. You can um, you can get back to completely erasing the bottom layers and create something absolutely new on top. And I was thinking that kind of creates a lot of it's more time consuming rather than actually doing a thumbnail and then looking at it and seeing what is it that I like and what I didn't like. But that's a challenge. I'm going to do that. I will learn. I love details. I think if you have been watching my channel, then you will know I love details. So thumbnails are a struggle for me because thumbnails have to be like getting the basic shapes there, getting the composition right, and things like that. Not to get into details is what a thumbnail is about, and my brain is not tuned to doing that. And it's a learning, and I intend to absolutely learn it. And I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Right now, for acrylics, I definitely use reference pictures, and I use reference pictures from Pixels. They are royalty-free pictures and images that you get, and I have gazillion amount of that. I also have photos from free photography. Reference pictures for artists from Facebook. This is probably from there, but I'm not very sure. However, I realized that in the end that I wasn't really looking at the reference picture, and I just did my thing. And here I am suddenly realizing that the trees that I made, they were not standing out for me. And I suddenly realized that it is acrylics I'm dealing with, and I can layer them up. I can cover that portion, and I can bring out the tree because I needed a value difference here. I needed the background to be lighter so that the dark trees can stand out. And gradually I am able to do that. I was able to do that, and I was very happy with that. I was really, really very happy that I did it. And yeah, I've been enjoying a lot with this sketchbook. I think this is the place where I had that realization that I needed a little bit of light background, and I did not like the orange sky. I really, really wish I had kept the previous version, because there was like a bright orange in there. The more I see this, and I'm like, oh, don't do it, don't cover it up, and I did. Now after finishing this, I'm realizing I didn't realize it at that point. That dot in the sky, what was I thinking? I don't know what was I thinking, and it stayed there. It's still staring at me, and somehow I did not think of uh, covering it up, and I don't know why. I don't know why. But the thing is, I definitely was coming back into uh, how I apply acrylics on canvas mode. So that made me happy. I was absolutely conscious of the fact that I was doing acrylics after a long time, and here I cover up the entire thing without any fear, because I just remembered at that point I had to, these muscle memories came back that if the tree is not looking right, I can just apply another color, cover it up, and get back my tree again, because once it dries, I'll get back my tree again. But I needed the background to be lighter in color. So I did that, and I was so happy that I did that, because that's not something that I can do in watercolor, or we can do in watercolor. Once the area is dark, you can't exactly uh, reduce the darkness, and no, you cannot get back the light color back of the paper with watercolor. In acrylics, yes, now you can see me, I just, once it dried, I just went ahead and uh, painted that tree, and look how bright the tree looks. It looks like it's coming in the foreground, and that is exactly what I was looking for. And it took time. This is my third painting. uh yes, it takes time, guys. If you are uh, in my sort of situation, like you love to do different mediums and you haven't done a particular medium for a long time. For me, 1.5 years is a long time. I love to play around with every medium, but this has been a sort of an issue with me, a little bit of health issue here. As a result, somehow I couldn't really manage with acrylics, and I gravitated towards easier mediums like pens and watercolors, because I was able to easily handle them, uh, because I was, of course, prioritizing my healing. I still am doing so right now, and but this is what happens. I was procrastinating because a part of me was definitely feeling that I'm not going to create good works right now with acrylics, because it's been a long time. But I had to face it. I had to face uh, the canvas. I had to face a blank sheet, and I knew I'm going to do it because I was confident I can do that. It just takes time. I just took my time. I'm still not there. This is only my third painting after 1.5 years of gap, and I'm not expecting absolutely fantastic works to come out very soon, but I will get there. I'm going to make sure my muscle memories come back. I'm going to trust myself, because I have learned to trust myself all these years of painting, and I am absolutely yeah, I'm absolutely in love with pretty much every medium that I do. And today I feel blessed that I have managed to uh, feel good about every medium that I play around with. And it just that it takes time to come back, to get into the form again once I leave a medium for a long time. However, I don't give up. Like here, I came this close to just not doing it anymore, but I persevered through it, and it comes with experience. So if you guys are also facing something like this, do not procrastinate. Grab your favorite art supplies, get on with it, accept what is happening in there, and believe in yourself like I believed in myself, like I believe in myself. Trust yourself, persevere through the stages, and you will get there. You will get the artwork that you want to see. Just learn to show up, learn to have fun, learn to love your work. I know that dot in the sky is still looking at me, but I love what I created. So I hope you guys get to do that as well. Enjoy your creations, have a fantastic time with your art supplies. Do not give up on them, and have a great time with your art supplies. And persevere through everything, and you will see, you will never regret. So if you like this video, then please do like, share and subscribe. Until next time, stay happy and stay creative.